All right. Welcome back to She the NBA Junkie and B-Ball Junkies. I'm Journey,
I'm D.
and all right, I guess we're just gonna get right into it. So the stage is finally set. All the playoff matchups are officially, I guess, what they're gonna be. So
hmm
you
yeah. Uh, we did an overview of what was gonna
mm,
happen. We kind of already knew who was gonna make most of the spots, but
right,
besides that 4 or 5 matchup and the 3-6 was the iffy ones.
right.
And so y'all got LAC, which is a good matchup. It's fair. It's a very
Uh,
fair matchup. And then Sacramento has to deal with Golden State. And Draymond was saying that he wants that just because
mhm,
it's a short ride for them in between
right,
use, but we all know he think that they gonna walk. So,
right.
I mean, if you want to talk about your series a little bit, real quick, what you think about that?
I'm honestly not. I mean, our fan base is static for some odd reason. I guess I'm the only insane one who would have rather taken on Golden State just to get it out the way.
Mm.
But I don't know. Maybe I ain't gonna overlook our opponent. Did that with the Mavericks, so I won't do it with LAC. But it's not looking like Paul George is gonna come back. So I don't really see a way that we end up losing that series.
They have to stretch it out, that's for sure. I
Ugh.
don't know. I don't know what the Suns fans are thinking. I think that Golden State matchup would have been ideal for y'all.
Not
That would
only
have
would
been
it have been
ideal.
very exciting, but it would have been more competitive. Don't you want to see where our team is if we actually have a chance? I don't know.
LAC has a lot of wings, and they're gonna throw them all at. This is literally the perfect matchup for them for all their wings to just throw them at KD and Devin Booker.
Eh,
So
fooey.
it's gonna be. I'll say it won't. I won't put it on DeAndre Ayton, but it's definitely gonna be on Chris Paul. I think he'll be the X factor because it's gonna be him matched up with Russ, and I don't have too much faith in Russ outplaying Chris Paul. So on that,
Hopefully so. As
I
long as, yeah, Josh Okogie can probably tire out Russ because he's probably going to be guarding him. So
okay. It's interesting. So what do you pick it? What's your pick? How many games you think y'all take them?
I'm giving everybody who plays us a 6 to 7 gap just to be generous, but realistically, 5. And that's being
Okay.
nice.
Okay. Y'all take them out of 5. That's fair because PG's not there, so that's
Right.
it matters. Um, we'll just do the two set playoff matchups in both conferences, and then we'll talk about these play-in games in a
Gotcha.
bit. So Sacramento Golden State, this will be a series of offense. That's
Yes,
for
because there's
sure.
no defense.
No. So what's your feelings on this one? What are you thinking?
I'm going to be the one who goes out on a limb and says that this will go to 7.
7?
I don't know.
I think it's that may be true because Golden State
Yeah.
cannot win on the road.
No.
So
In
that
Sacramento,
seventh
I
game
don't
will
know.
be in sack. So who knows?
Mm-hmm. If you let them get going, and I don't know, I guess the X factor in this one would be Andrew Wiggins. It depends, and I don't think he's conditioned enough to just come back and save them in a
Mhm.
series. So I'm gonna give the Kings 6 or 7, but I'm not
Okay.
picking.
Oh, yeah, picking them.
No. Well, no. If they take him to 7, I'm taking the Kings. But if it goes to 6, Golden State.
Okay. Golden State is the betting favorite. This will be interesting because
That's
Demontis
so
Sabonis is
disrespectful.
their center, but like Kevon Looney's bigger. Who he's gonna guard? Because they think they're putting Draymond on Demontis Sabonis. It'll be an interesting
They
matchup.
think that's a great idea. Okay. I mean,
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna go with the odds and say that Golden State will take them out just because Sac is young, and I don't believe in
right.
Sacramento anyway. We don't like them over here in LA. Staying on the West, um, we'll talk about the West. Which of these series are you most excited to see?
uh, I don't. I think I'm gonna go with. Nah, I'm gonna stick with the Lakers and the T Wolves. Brandon Ingram has been balling, but Who else is, I don't know. CJ is like a hit or miss on what you're gonna get
It's
from him. So
he's
it's just
such
gonna
a
be
hit
like
and
Brandon
miss.
Ingram. Yeah.
It's so
So
crazy. I do not understand that. Like every time I watch him, he's such a volume shooter. And I mean,
mhm.
he's one of the stars, but literally he misses a whole bunch or he's making them. Like there's
Right.
no in between. It's
Right.
crazy. So that 9-10 matchup, who you're picking the Pelicans or that young Thunder team?
Mm, I think I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with OKC.
I don't think that's a bad pick because hey, the refs might have Shea may have the whistle that
Oh
game.
God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that in the playoffs, they're not going to be giving him 19 to 20 free throws a game. So if they play it how the playoffs are actually called, or call it how the playoffs are supposed to be called, I'm gonna go Pelicans. But I don't know. He's gonna have to show off some his skill set now, not his free throw ability.
hmm
Yeesh.
I mean, that OKC team has been playing good ball, and they play very good with Shea in the lineup.
Mhm.
This one game stuff is very, very crazy.
It
But yeah,
is.
if they okay, let's say they move in to that 10th spot, and who you got tomorrow, Lakers or Minnesota? And that the report just came out. If you haven't seen it, Rudy Gobert is suspended tomorrow,
Yep.
so he's gonna miss it. Their backup Nas Reed's out with his broken wrist.
Yep. And also
Um,
their superstar, yeah,
defender
superstar defender. Yeah. Is it Jalen or Jaden McDaniels?
Jaden, Jalen's on the 76ers.
Yes. Okay. So Jaden McDaniels, who honestly, who have y'all played them before? Well, y'all have
We
had.
have played him.
I don't
We
know who
we played him
he.
a couple weeks ago, and
Who did he
LeBron went like
guard?
7 of 19. He guarded LeBron, and LeBron struggled that night. So
Oh,
I
did
mean,
he?
yeah, he went 7 of 19. He's a legit good defender.
Okay.
So that they're definitely missing him. But
Then I'm going Lakers. Because
yeah,
I don't
I don't
know.
think I don't think Cat's gonna be able to guard Anthony Davis. He was getting
No.
ate up a couple weeks ago in the fourth quarter by AD. AD was eating that ass alive. So I don't think it's going to change. And we're at home with our first actual playoff atmosphere.
Right.
So yeah, I think we're moving on to that Memphis matchup. And so real
Um.
quick,
Yeah.
who do you think out of Minnesota and OKC, who you think gonna meet with Denver in the 1-8 matchup?
Oh wait. Okay. So whoever wins, oh yeah, who wins y'all's game automatically goes in the 7th seed. Okay. So
hmm
those two, I'm going Minnesota if they go against OKC. And I think
I think so.
that wouldn't be a bad pick for the Nuggets to have to go against. But OKC is getting ate up if they go against Denver. So they really need to just sit this one out. Try again
hmm
next
Yeah, I
year.
feel
Unless
like
Chet is gonna
Minnesota.
come back.
No,
Jesus.
that'd be interesting to see if they would do that because there's no way he's not healthy right now.
Right.
But that'd be unfair to throw him into a playoff
Right.
situation. But yeah, okay, Minnesota moving to that 8th spot. Okay,
Right.
let's shift over to these Eastern Conference matchups that are already set right now. So we got the Knicks and Cleveland, and that's gonna be a very interesting one. I think the Eastern Conference is gonna have some pretty boring playoff matchups, but
Yeah.
that 4 or 5 will probably be the most interesting one to me.
I'm thinking so. I'm
Who
thinking
you
so.
got?
Um, if it goes to 7, I'm picking Knicks. If it goes to 6, I'm picking Cavs. That's like so 50-50. That's not even really picking anybody, but I don't
I
know.
think Julius Randle is still injured. Um, he probably will come back for the game one. I'll say he'll come back. He is injured right now, though.
Hmm.
I don't know if Jalen
He's been
Brunson
out,
is
what,
back.
2 weeks already?
I know he missed their last couple of games, and I know Jalen Brunson did too. But there's no way they're gonna go in without him, especially in a
Right.
winnable series. If Cleveland has home court, I'm still a Knicks hater. I don't think that they're not gonna go very far. Just because they
Right.
added Jalen Brunson, what does that mean? They're going against the Twin Towers down there in 7 foot. So they're going to have to get all their points from the perimeter. And
And
if
they don't
they
do
shoot
that a
good
lot.
for 4 games, I mean, okay. Or if they get turnovers and stuff like that to get into transition
Right.
before the bigs get back in the paint. But
Right.
Jared Allen's a great rim protector, and so is Evan Mobley. So
The
seems like that's
objective
a
is
tough
going to
one to
have to be
go.
to get them fouled out. And I don't think Jared Allen fouls as much as he used to. So
I don't know. Yeah. So I'm picking Cleveland to move on. I
I'm
give
going to
no
go
Nick
with that
faith.
too.
Okay. And this 3-6, I said that the Knicks one will be an exciting one, but this 3-6 probably I feel like that's a sleeper
Yeah.
because most people aren't looking at Brooklyn as a potential threat.
Not even giving Brooklyn a chance. Have
Yeah,
you seen
but
the betting odds?
they just
Sheesh.
got wings. It's weird. Like they have those
Yeah.
big long wings, so the defense will be there.
Yeah.
Now the thing
They did good
is
against them.
if they can guard Joel.
Honestly, I feel like that's what a lot of like the teams and coaches make mistakes on. Let the star, the superstar, the MVP probably of this season, let
Mhm.
him do what he do. But you got to shut everybody else down. That's the objective. He can't win the game by himself.
Okay, so he said they'll let him go off.
But Clax
Somebody gonna
probably
have
is
to
not going to
help.
let him go off. So just let him go 1v1.
Okay, so what you got? Who you got coming out?
I'm probably still going to go 76ers, but I don't think that Mikal and the Nets are just going to let them walk over them like everybody else does. I'm
Definitely
giving
not.
them like 2 games.
Yeah, I agree. I think Philly gonna get it in 6. If Philly's really on their business this postseason, like they're supposed to be and how they've been playing all season, they'll
Right.
get it done in 5. But I'm gonna be realistic. James Harden may have a moment,
Yes.
so so they'll probably get it done in 6. But I was watching ESPN earlier, and they were talking about how Philly has the toughest road to the championship, and shoot, they're
Mm-hmm.
not lying because they got to match
Yeah,
up
no.
with Boston in the second round. But before we get to that, okay, we got the Toronto Chicago as that 9-10 game, and we got Miami and Atlanta. So we can start with Miami Atlanta. Who you think gonna move to face Boston in the first round?
Miami. Well, okay, Atlanta looks better this year. I'll give them that, but I don't know. I'm still gonna pick Jimmy Butler. Playoff Jimmy is different. So
That's fair. He is different. Um, I don't see them beat him. Remember, Miami played Atlanta in the series last year, and Atlanta could not
ooh,
do
yes.
anything.
That's the
So
series that they locked Trey up.
yeah,
I've never seen
yeah.
anything like it.
So I don't think, and John Collins hasn't been playing a good season this year.
Right.
I don't think ATL gets that first win, and but Miami's gonna think they'll cause a little bit of problems for Boston at the 7 seed. So I got
Yeah.
them moving on too. What do you think about Pat Bev and his Bulls versus the Toronto Raptors?
Okay. Um, Off the bat, I'm going Toronto, but
Okay.
it depends on how DeMar. Well, really, DeMar is always going to play well. Except I don't know what the heck that was the other day when he like didn't score his first point until like the fourth quarter. But
Mhm.
anyways, I think the X factor in this one is going to be Zach because
Okay,
he's also one of those hit or miss type of players too.
for
So we'll see.
sure.
Voos is going
They
to
got
move.
them
He
big long
does.
dudes over there at
Mm-hmm.
Toronto. I feel like it's literally a toss up. Oh, it will be in Toronto though,
Oh, they
because
have
they're the
home.
9th
Yeah,
seed. Yeah.
it depends on how Spicy P plays.
I don't know. I think Toronto may get them because if it's at home up there, that's an actual whole nother place to play.
Yeah,
And they Canada will bring out that playoff atmosphere.
being
Like I
that
said,
they've
it's gonna be
already won
Zach.
one room.
Yeah, Zach's gonna have to play big. Demar's gonna have to play big. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna have to be that third person to help. And I don't know, Pat Bev, Vucevic, because Jakob Pertl's there now. They have a big.
Yeah. Oh, they do have. Yeah.
So I don't
I
know.
think I might
I
stick
think
with
Toronto
Toronto.
gonna get through that
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Okay. So for that final playoff spot, Atlanta or Toronto, who you think?
Um. Wait, you didn't pick my. Oh, Miami. Okay, that's right. They were saying they're gonna lose.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go Toronto.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. I feel like they're just too big.
Yeah.
They got a lot of long people on Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they get that 8. That'll be a easy one for Milwaukee. I think that'll be an easy 1-8 matchup for them. But okay, so we went over these different playoffs, the ones that are already set in stone and stuff like that.
Mm.
This is the next one we can go. a little bit deeper into the matchups and stuff after maybe think what's coming up this week, a couple of the games, and
Yeah.
some of the playoffs start on the weekend. So I guess we can move on to the next subject. So today, ESPN, they're talking a lot about the Mavs, last
Yes.
year's Western Conference Finals, and now they didn't even make the play-in.
Yeah. A super
But
turnaround.
yeah, it's a Mavs fans would say it's a fail of a season. Um, what do you think hurt them the most this season? They were already struggling on defense for that trade, but
Yeah. I mean, they'll say that it was trading away all their defense or they never had any defense. They don't give Spence and Doe any credit, which is insane. But I truly feel, and it's not even me being biased because I don't like the Mavs, obviously, but I really feel like Luka has to change his play style because this is now, well, I mean, this is the best teammate he's ever had, but we can't act like Jalen Brunson wasn't a good teammate. Kristaps was a good teammate to have. I guess maybe it's just when they're in Dallas, they're not being used correctly because everything is ran through Luka. No one else really gets a chance. So I feel like until he learns how to play off ball, they have to start playing some defense, and it has to start with him.
mm-hmm.
So I mean, he can't get mad that there's no defense, but on defense, we're hiding you on the worst player. Like that's unacceptable. You at least got to try. So
Yeah, I
got to
think we'll
start
see that from him next year. Uh, he said he gonna start playing defense. They better start playing defense.
5 years
Uh,
in. I'd hope so, right?
yeah,
God.
that's the first thing. Kyrie, he played well.
Mm-hmm.
Also not a good defender. Um,
Right.
but they'll have to figure that out. They're gonna have to figure out to re-sign him this year. That's the
Yeah.
base. That's what they should. That's number one priority for them. However much, I don't know. It's gonna be a lot, but they got to do that. And then after that, they got to go out and get some defenders. I don't know
Yep.
who's gonna be a free agent this year, but they need to go get somebody who can defend. They need two or three good three
And
and
I
D
mean,
people.
they might have some spots or a spot at least because now it's being said that Christian Wood isn't being brought back. So, I mean, that was
And
a lengthy guard or lengthy forward. I don't know. But,
I don't know. He had a he. I thought he would be better than what
right.
he was this year.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just maybe this was just a bad season for them. I'll give them a pass on that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope they don't fire Jason Kidd because I think Jason Kidd's a good coach. I think they should give him more time. He got to Western Conference Finals in his first year. He's great with Luka and great with Kyrie. He's an all-time point guard, great basketball mind. I don't think because he would have been our coach if Dallas didn't hire him.
Oh, yikes.
And I'm
Mm.
not mad because Jason Kidd's a great coach. It's just he has to coach Luka and that type of play, and he's
Okay.
getting a
I'll
bad
give him
draw with
that.
his players.
Because, I mean, I was about to bring up Steve Nash. Like, you could be an all time great point guard, but maybe coaching is just not your strong suit
No,
because
no, 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 no,
what
no,
that
no, no.
was.
No, Steve Nash, that was actually his first coaching job. You know, Jay Kidd, he was the one who moved Giannis into the point guard role and started making him more ball dominant. And
Was
that's what really
he on the
shaped
Bucks
Giannis.
before?
Yeah, he coached the
Oh,
Bucks. That was his first coaching job. He got fired for a DUI, but
no,
whatever.
Jesus.
Yeah. He has a history of, doing at least good positive things with
Right.
superstars. And I think Dallas is a good place for him to shoot. They need to keep him there because he's a good coach. I think there's not too many in the league I think, who are better than him. But I guess more specifically, we can get into the most interesting play-in game, the details of it. So first to start about yesterday, of course, the last game of the season for everybody. Everybody want to act up.
That it
Oh,
was a
crazy!
hot mess yesterday.
It was a weird day. Clippers fighting, T
Over
Wolves
bench players.
fighting.
Like,
Man, that's crazy.
oh
I don't
God,
know. Kyle Anderson called Rudy a B.
several times.
Those are fighting words. So Rudy, he gave him a little love tap. If Rudy wanted to
Yeah,
punch him, he would have punched him for real.
right.
But he
Might as
gave him a
well.
little
It
love
snuck him
tap.
either way,
Yeah. So that resulted in his suspension for tomorrow.
which was so stupid. And since we're on the subject of punching, what the heck was he thinking punching the wall and breaking his hand? Like,
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
gosh.
I don't understand the people who punch walls. Like it's a wall, man.
Jesus.
It's not gonna break open. It's not nothing. This is something solid. It's a wall.
Right.
And it's
They
just a bonehead move anyway, because this is the last game of the season.
just
Bro,
imploded right before they needed all of their players for the biggest game of the season. Like I don't know what the
for
thought
sure.
process
And they
was.
still had a half to come back and win. So him to be that frustrated to punch the wall, bro, your head is not right. And I mean, everything went the way it went for them to win. Because
Right.
if they would have kept all them, they would have lost for sure. Um,
Sheesh.
but Trevor Lane, the Lakers reporter, he put
Mm.
out some good statistics about the T Wolves with their presumed starting five, since they're going to be without Rudy and what's his name, Jaden McDaniels. You know,
Right.
it's going to be probably Mike Conley and what's his name, Torian Prince,
Right.
Cat, and then Kyle Anderson. They think that that's going to be a starting five, and they're like a plus 24 or something in so many possessions, but it's only like I think it's only like 24 possessions together, something like that.
Right.
They're positive, but it's a very small sample size. I don't think it'll matter too much tomorrow because it's all about matchups with the Lakers
Right.
because you got AD and LeBron, and we're
That's what I'm
paint
trying to.
dominant scorers, and without Rudy, there's no paint, and he's the best paint protector. I'll
Yeah.
quote that because I don't believe that
I
personally.
don't either. I don't think he would make very much of a difference against AD, but
So yeah, they gonna have to guard the paint, and I don't know how the heck they're gonna do that without Rudy down there. And Cat got his ass destroyed last game we played them, so that's a tall task for them tomorrow. I don't
I
know.
is that lineup going to be small? I'm sitting here trying to think. I don't know who y'all start, but it just feels like
We
lineup.
start D'Lo, Austin Reeves, um, either LeBron at the three or four, it doesn't matter. Jared Vanderbilt,
Yeah,
and then we got AD.
y'all are
I think
tall.
we're just too much. I think it's just too
Yeah,
much from us. Because Jared Vanderbilt's gonna lock it down, Anthony Edwards, and then we just deal with Cat. Cat's only gonna shoot threes for the most part, and he played a very good game yesterday. So let's say he carries that
yeah.
into it, but they still gonna need more, I think, for that game. But I think when they get their people back for the next game, the next playing game, they'll be fine, and they can move on to Denver.
I mean, they get back Rudy, but pretty sure Jaden is done for the season now since he wanted to
Nah, he's
go toe
definitely
to toe
done
with
for
the
the
wall.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's definitely done.
not sure what that
Yeah,
is.
it's not gonna help him too much in that Denver series anyway. But
Yeah, they could have probably used him to at least shut down Jamal Murray or something. I don't know. Oh Lord. I don't need Denver to sweep them and then have fresh legs against us. So
that is probably what's gonna happen. Because I feel like even Minnesota may mess around and lose that second game, and then Denver gets an easier uh play in or playoff
right,
first matchup. I know they hoping we don't lose, but
I kind
I
of
think
do.
I think
Jeez.
the most interesting one besides that 4 or 5 in the West would be us in Memphis because Steven Adams has been ruled likely out for the rest of the season.
And that's so unfortunate. They
And
don't have any bigs for the rest of the
yeah,
year.
I forgot his name, but Brandon Clark, that's
Brandon
his name.
Clark.
He tore his Achilles, so
Yes.
he's done. But
That's so
Kenny
unfortunate.
Lofton had 42 yesterday in a losing effort. Mind
Right.
that. So I think it's nothing, but they love to report on that yesterday. So
That was
maybe he'll get
impressive.
some play. Yeah, I just watched the thing. He had 21 points in the third quarter. So he must have scored a lot at the end of the game, but
Hmm.
that's why they got blown out though. I think they lost like 15, something like that. But I think we'll give Memphis a run for their money. They don't have them too big. I think Dylan Brooks is going to be a weirdo, and I hope he doesn't do nothing crazy to us.
I think
But
that if there was anything that was going to stop Memphis from beating y'all, because I have Memphis in like seven, maybe.
mm,
But I think the only thing that would stop them is not being able to have enough offensive power. Because if Ja can't get to the paint, he's not the best shooter. So that's a lack on offense. Dylan Brooks, what does he even do?
feel like
And
he's
then,
like the worst Draymond. Like
yeah,
he antagonizes the people and then he just plays defense and takes terrible shots that
yeah,
sometimes go
he
in.
takes awful shots. It's so frustrating. It's like he's self-sabotaging the team.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll tell you our game plan. We making Dylan Brooks beat us. And if he do, more
might be a
power
good
to him.
game plan.
More power to him. It'll be a cold day in hell probably if he beats us by himself. So yeah, on that one.
I think Ja's
Um
gonna have to shoot a couple threes in order to make it competitive and make
he'll
them.
definitely no, we're definitely playing off of him. Because I
Yeah.
mean, I think they shot the three worse this year than they did last year. I know they were a good 3-point shooting team last year. They shot it
Mhm.
worse.
And
Um,
that's how we guarded him, but he just turned into Steph against us one game and knocked down like five in the first half. So I don't know what that
yeah,
was about.
he gonna hit some of them, but I know his primary thing is to get to the basket. And
Right.
if we don't foul much either, so that should be a good thing.
Rather,
He
it's
loves
not
to float in the
called.
air. No, we do a lot. I watched the film. It's very much straight up, especially Winning Gabriel, who comes off the bench for us. He's good at verticality. They can get him a couple times, but he's one of the
Mm,
best ones who goes straight up. He'll jump straight up, and that's it. So I think our defense will prevail in that one. Um,
yeah.
I know this kind of shorter episode, but if you wanted to touch on any more playoff series,
Mm, I don't think there's, I don't know. As far as the first round, I'm not even excited for my team series. I don't know.
yeah, I
It
think we
just,
already talked about the ones that are gonna be, you know, somewhat interesting or the
yeah.
ones to look forward to. So I
Okay,
guess
well,
last
no,
one.
that's Celtics and Heat. I guess I'll be looking forward to that. But
Mhm.
let's just get to the second round, honestly. Unless my team, knock on wood, doesn't find a way to make it there, then I don't even care about the playoffs anymore. But I'll still watch.
Okay. So it's in the West, second round. Let's start at the top. Denver's gonna go through, and they're gonna meet.
Unless the Lakers happen not to, or just, happen to get in that eighth
Mm-mm.
seed, which
We
I
are
hope you
not
guys
losing
do.
tomorrow. We are not losing tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Not happening. Full Laker crowd too for our first playoff game.
I
Heck no,
only had home court advantage in a minute.
for real. And last time we did play the playing game, we beat the Warriors. So we win playing games.
Okay, so maybe y'all need to stay down there so you'll go against the Warriors next round. We'll handle, I think, dude, skipping completely over the second round. If the Lakers can manage to get out of that first round, I would pick y'all over Golden State.
Oh yeah,
Hopefully.
we beat Golden State. We beat them 3-1 this season series.
So
They
did
have
we,
no
which is
answer
why I
for
wanted to play them.
yeah, they have no answer for Anthony Davis. Like I know they ain't gonna put Draymond on him.
Right.
So
I don't
um
really think there is anybody over there that you can put on him. They'll probably maybe try to throw like Jonathan Kaminga. They think he's a super good defender. They'll throw him at somebody.
yeah, they'll do that. I don't know. He played well this year.
He
I
did.
still don't believe in Golden State's defense unless somehow they turn it on, and it pisses me off every time because they somehow in the playoffs they do some stuff and it's unstoppable. So
Yeah,
Sac, I need Sac to do their job as a 3 seed and take care of business. But
I'm
this
hoping
is
so.
Sacramento we're talking about. I don't really have too much faith in that. But let's go to second round. Let's say Golden State gets through us. I think we take out Golden State. And I think
I'm
what
picking
most
this.
people want to see is Suns Lakers Western Conference Finals.
I wouldn't mind a Suns Warriors either. I just want to see the Suns in the Western Conference Finals. Don't really care who comes out on the other side. If it's the Warriors, I'll give them 7 games. If it's y'all, maybe 6.
Mm, the
But I
disrespect
think
is
we're
crazy.
hey man, if we make it to the Western Conference Finals, nothing is stopping us from getting to that final.
Okay. So on the East, the thing 76ers and Boston will have a tough series if Miami ends up winning. But I still think Boston gets it done and they'll
Yeah,
meet up with Philly. And that's a tough one.
I'm betting Boston. Um, I'm still taking Boston over Philly. I don't know. I don't. Philly just doesn't have enough to take out Boston. Boston can shoot the freaking ball, and the only way they can beat or get beat is if they beat themselves. If they're shooting too many threes because they still haven't figured out if the three isn't falling, let's try something different. They just keep on shooting. So
That's what Joe Mazzulla, he says we shoot more threes. So they're
I
literally going
don't
to live and
understand
die
why
by the
coaches
three.
love to do that. Did they not learn from that Rockets team that should have beat Golden State?
Yeah,
Shooting
but
the
I
three.
mean that was literally a one-time thing for them. It just came at the
Oh.
worst time. And I think Boston already had one of those games where they shot horribly.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that doesn't happen. But I mean, Philly always ends up to mess things up in anyway. Or I guess Joel's never fully healthy going into the
Right.
playoffs. Hopefully he doesn't get injured in his first round. Hopefully he doesn't get injured at all. But
Right.
especially if he wins this MVP, I think they're gonna try to do their best to get
Yeah.
Boston out of there. But like you said, Boston has too many. They have too many weapons. They shoot from
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. They're gonna spread the floor.
I feel like their bench might be a little bit deeper
It's
than
definitely deeper.
Phillies as well.
It's
And they
definitely
have
deeper
better
than Philly.
shooters. So
Yeah, I think they'll move on to the conference finals. And
yeah.
let's say Cleveland goes and ends up playing Milwaukee. They got some bigs to match up with Giannis and Brook, but
I want them to take
Giannis is
that to
just on a
7 if they
warpath.
really they're as good as they have been this season. I want them to take that to 7. At least 6. You gotta tire them out. Jesus Christ. It just feels like nobody can really compete with Milwaukee but Boston. And I hate that.
I think the Cleveland's thing will be that they have Darius Garland and he can't guard at all,
Oh Jesus.
especially
Drew
against the
Holiday is gonna
Bucks.
have a field day.
Especially against the Bucks. I think it's just gonna be too much. The Bucks are a very, very good team. They're the same as Boston. They're deep. I mean,
Mm-hmm, for sure.
I think it's just Boston and Milwaukee on a crash course to each other
Yeah.
into the conference finals. And I'm not even gonna pick that one. I want to wait. The closer we get, we'll talk about it more as the
Yeah.
playoffs go on, but and what we actually see these teams doing. But
Yeah. I think that'll be easier to
yeah, it'll be a collision course. So I think right now we'll stop with it and we'll
mm,
pick. Okay, we're picking Suns, Lakers, Western Conference Final,
yep.
and it's an easy one in the East, Milwaukee and Boston. But I think that's how it's actually going to work out over there for sure,
Right.
for sure. We got about 7 minutes left. I did want to ask if if you had the vote, who would you vote for MVP this year?
I think I'm going Joel Embiid. As much as it pains me, I would have liked Jason Tatum to be a little bit more consistent, but since it didn't work out that way, I think Joel Embiid has proved himself on multiple occasions, including dropping 52 on the MVP. Or was it 40? I
True.
don't
I
remember.
don't know
He
how much
cooked
it
him
was,
though.
but yeah, he tore him up. It's yeah. I think Joel will get it this year. I wouldn't be surprised if Giannis won, but I think it should be Joel. I definitely don't think it
Yeah.
should be Jokic. I'm sorry, but I have a big issue with him being three-time champion. I mean, a three-time MVP and has
Yeah.
not done anything in the
In the
postseason
playoffs at
besides
all.
he may have won a couple series. I know they beat Portland the other time. Um, they
Man,
lost to us
that was way back in the
in the
bubble. If
bubble,
we
yeah.
gotta go back
So
that far, that's a problem.
we got a whole fully healthy team. I'm interested to see how they go in the playoffs this time.
Right.
Hopefully
Because
they
that's
get
been the
a
excuse.
hopefully they get a good Minnesota as the eighth seed. So minus Jaden McDaniels, tough, but they'll still have Cat and Rudy Gobert, and
Right.
that's Jokic's that's his biggest weakness is that paint defense, and
Yep.
they will abuse it having that big Rudy Gobert down there. And oh dang, I didn't think about that. Jokic would get dominated by Rudy, and that's very
That's
disrespectful for Rudy.
embarrassing.
Is dominant. Yes, Rudy dominating anybody is extremely embarrassing. But I don't see it happening. I don't see Jokic doing anything to stop them pick and roll lobs or
Right, right.
anything. So okay, so yeah, I agree with you. Joel is MVP, but yeah, okay. It's a good little precursor to this upcoming week. Tomorrow's playing starts and this weekend playoff game starts. I'm excited.
I am too, man. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long season.
Should be a good playoffs. I hope nobody gets injured. Hope everybody's good. They get through it
Praying
and
over the safety of everyone in the
mhm.
association.
Let the chips fall where they where they may.
In
But
Phoenix's favor.
hey, I don't care. Y'all on the other side of the bracket. We just need to win tomorrow so we can get that Memphis matchup, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll worry about meeting up with y'all in the Western Conference Finals. So I
Yeah,
think
man.
that's a wrap on episode 2. Get ready for
Nice.
this next week. Close us out here.
All right. You know where to find us. On Spotify and Apple Podcasts, She the NBA Junkie, on YouTube, B-Ball Junkies. And yeah.
All right, we'll check. We'll see y'all later. Everybody watch the playing game tomorrow, and I know for sure we got some Saturday games, maybe a Sunday game, but
Mm-hmm.
everybody tune into the playoffs and come check out the podcast next week. See
Yep.
y'all later.
Be a banger. Peace.